Welcome back to the Epicvishin Podcast, where local voices make a global impact. I'm your host, Jojo Hayfron, and today my guest is a singer whose voice carries real soul, an award-winning blues artist who's toured across the UK and beyond, bringing her sound to audiences across the world. I'm so excited for this conversation. Please welcome Kyla Brox.
Hi.
How you
What an
doing?
introduction. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm amazing, and I'm
Good.
so happy to be here with you today. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
So, before the fame, before the awards, before the tours, where did music start for you?
For me, well, I'm the youngest of 5 children, and we come from a very musical family. My mum and dad are both musicians and singers. So I've just been surrounded by music since I can remember, and I've basically always wanted to be a singer.
Yeah.
So I started singing in choirs. I sang at school, and then eventually I started to sing in my dad's band when I was 12,
Wow.
and that's where it all sort of blossomed from.
Your dad had a band.
My dad had a band, yeah. He was called Victor Brox. When I was growing up, he had the Victor Brox Blues Train,
Right.
and when I was 12, I just decided I was gonna jump up and sing backing vocals for him. Just no fear
And
whatsoever.
lots of confidence then, yeah.
Yes, brazen confidence, I
Yeah.
think.
Do you feel like that has carried on through your life, that confidence?
I think when you start so young,
Yeah.
and it's sort of before you even have the thought of doubting yourself, then it just carries you forward because you've already done the hard bit. You've already
Yeah.
sung on stage in front
Yeah.
of, hundreds of people, and
Yeah.
before you can start to feel nervous. So I guess it has, I think it's just something that's quite natural for me, the sort of the singing and being on stage.
And so how did that passion then turn into actually feeling like, this is actually something that I could do as a career?
Well, I think I'd always dreamed of it. So my mum said from the age of 3, I sort of said to her for Christmas I wanted the clothes, hair and voice of Shaka Khan at 3 years old.
3 years old.
Yeah, so I think I
Wow.
was sort of like dead set, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then once I sort of had started to sing with my dad in his band, it just went on from there, really. I sang with him for many years throughout my teenage years, and I did bits and pieces of session work for various sort of Manchester bands and stuff.
Okay.
And then eventually, when I was 21, I got my own band together and carried on from there. I think I was just really lucky that I had the opportunity to sort of start my career with my dad and to learn from him.
Yeah, yeah. So in those early days, what kept you going?
I think the fact that I had such a great example from my dad and my siblings who'd all sort of had their own careers in music. And my dad sort of although he did have, like success, particularly in the 60s and 70s with sort of record deals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He made it absolutely clear that you can make a living from being a musician who gigs.
Right. Yeah.
You make
Yeah.
music out of
Yeah.
gigging and performing. And so for me, I thought there's no reason for me not to do what I love as a living. As long as I can make some money, it's not necessarily about the fame or,
Right.
so I just feel really lucky that I've managed to make a career and make a living out of something that I absolutely
You love, yeah.
Yeah.
So how would you describe your sound to somebody who hasn't heard you before?
I would say it's all rooted in blues. I'd say it's soulful blues.
Soulful blues.
Yeah, I think I've got sort of quite a big voice, but I think it's versatile. There's a lot of light and shade in my music. I think some of it's funny, some of it's passionate, some of it's emotional.
What draws you to soul and blues in particular?
I think because my dad was a blues musician, I grew up with that.
Okay.
And then my mum was always playing, R&B, and she was a massive Stevie Wonder fan. So throughout I always credit Stevie Wonder for helping to shape my voice, to be honest, because I just sang along to him all my life from being so small. So I think that's where it comes from.
Right. What does your creative process look like when you're trying to write a new song?
Well, I do a lot of work with my husband, Dan. So we met when we were still kids. He was also in my dad's band.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So we've got quite a strong and long bond. We've been making music together.
Is he a guitarist?
He's a guitarist and a bass player.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of work, just the two of us. He plays acoustic guitar, but then when we're playing with our electric band, he plays bass.
Right.
So when I first started to write songs, I wrote them on my own. I can play guitar as well. Not very good.
That's amazing. Yeah,
I'm not very good. I use it. I very rarely play it on stage. It's just to write songs with. So, I'd been writing songs for years before Dan and I started to write together. But in general, that's how we write now. We write together. I might have the idea of a lyric. He might come to me with a riff that he's got, or sometimes we just sit down and say, right, come on, we need to write a new song. And then it just, I don't know, where does it come from? Who knows? Sometimes it just seems to descend from above,
And what emotion are you always chasing when you're writing your music?
Just honesty always. I think I'm always just trying to I'm trying to reflect something real. So and in the past I still sometimes sing other people's songs, but it was the same thing. If I am going to sing someone else's song, it's got to still feel real to me. And when I'm writing a song, I want the audience to be carried with me in that feeling, whatever it might be.
So you've toured across the UK and internationally. What's one of the most memorable shows for you?
Most memorable shows. Well, there's a couple. Probably my favourite festival is Blues to Bop in Switzerland, and that's pretty incredible because it's held in the town of Lugano, which is right on Lake Lugano. It's absolutely stunning, and it's over 4 days, and it's the same bands who play all 4 days on the different squares in the town, and it's free, so everyone can come, and all the bands stay in the same hotel for 4 days, so you really get to know your fellow musicians, and such a great vibe on the stage, and it always culminates in a big jam. So we've played that a few times, and I love that. Because often when you're sort of touring, you're just in one place for one night. So to get those few days staying in one place, that's really special. And then I guess I can't say that I can't move on without saying probably my most memorable and most loved gig was in summer of 2024 when we did a tribute to my dad. My dad passed away almost exactly 3 years ago, actually.
Sorry to hear that.
But there's an incredible festival in Colne, Lancashire, not far from here. It's about an hour's drive. That's been going for, I think it's 30 years, more than 30 years actually. And they approached me and asked if we would put together a tribute show for my dad, Victor. And we did that, and we got loads of his musicians who he's played with throughout the years.
That's
my
amazing.
Sisters, my mum, and it culminated in there were 21 of us on stage in the end, and it was just it was absolutely amazing. We did loads of the songs that he'd written and songs that he was associated with. And, it was great.
That's really amazing. What a way to honor your dad as well.
It really was special.
When it comes to international gigs, what kind of energy does performing in a different country bring you?
Well, I think the thing is, people are different all around the world. But music is the thing that unites you. It's a
Yeah.
universal language,
Yeah.
I always say.
Yeah.
I think I really feed off the energy of the audience wherever we are. I always say, you can't have a good concert without an audience. So it's like a team effort. It's not just me on there performing. We're creating the experience together. So for me, it's so interesting to go to different countries and see how that particular country, how those people respond to music. We just got back from tour yesterday, and we were in Germany and Holland and Belgium and the UK, and all completely different audiences, really, and completely different venues, but all equally as enjoyable. And it's I always feel like that's what I strive for in my career, just to play to more people and find more places to bring my music to.
Nice. What's something about touring that people don't see?
It's really tiring. And it's not glamorous. I think people think that
it looks good because that's what I think, that you're on tour, because I saw on your Instagram you were in the Netherlands, and I was like, wow, Kyla's in the Netherlands touring. It must be amazing because the pictures look good, the videos look good. So we don't see that side of it.
I mean, I love it. If I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it. Luckily I do. I love being on the road and I love meeting new people. But for example, having done an amazing gig on Monday night in Belgium, completely sold out, fabulous club that's been going since 1966 called the Banana Peel, always on a Monday night. We got up at 8 o'clock in the morning to get to London, and did a show in Coulsdon on the Tuesday night. We were already tired, and we had to drive home immediately after the gig. Got home at about 3:30 in the morning, and then I was up with the kids at 7.
How do you do it?
I don't know. I think I'm getting a bit too old for it now, but I do it because I just love it. I love the music. I love meeting people. I love going to different places. One thing about touring is you don't necessarily get to see very much of a country or an area, but you do get to meet the actual people. You're not like a tourist just going and lying on the beach or whatever. You actually get to meet the people of that place, and that is something that's very special.
What have music and performing taught you about yourself?
That's a hard one. Well, I tell you something, because I've been performing for so long, and it wasn't really, I mean, even when I had my kids, I only had a very short time off because I performed right up until a couple of weeks before they were due, and then they came on tour with me when they were tiny. So until the pandemic and lockdown, I hadn't gone more than, a couple of months between gigs. And having that massive break from singing in front of an audience, it was, I think it's something like 22 months or something between gigs. That taught me that actually music and singing and being on stage and performing is my therapy, really. I think that's the way I process my emotions. And so removing the performing from my life was quite hard. I had to find other ways to sort of work out what was going on with me mentally.
COVID was such a difficult time for everybody, wasn't it? So in that period, what was the alternative then? You can't go out and perform. You can't. So what's your outlet then? How do you get to sing?
Well, we did do, luckily, because I live with Dan, we could do sort of, live streams and stuff. We did that. Still not the same.
No,
it's not the same because you don't get the audience.
That
response.
Energy's not there.
The energy's not there. We did one incredible show, Royal Exchange Theatre in Manchester. As you know, our next door neighbour, Martha's husband Mark is the head of lights,
Okay.
of lighting design at the Royal Exchange. So we managed to put on a completely COVID-friendly, distanced show with zero audience, but on that beautiful stage with the whole band. That was fantastic.
That's a brilliant idea. Yeah.
That's still available to watch.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. Yeah.
But apart from that, it was walks in the hills and yoga.
Nice. Yeah. Have there been moments where things were difficult? Maybe when you felt like, you know what, maybe this might not work out.
Definitely. I think, before we had kids and we were still sort of quite young.
Yeah.
And there were periods where it was difficult to get, the good gigs, the festivals and the sort of well-paid blues club gigs and stuff. So we were still sort of trying to make ends meet, playing in pubs and stuff. I remember, a few months where we were like, how are we going to pay the rent? We were living off pasta and plain pasta with oil and garlic and still tasty, but and that was a hard time, but something always comes along that gives you hope. And I always say, from one gig, even if there's only a few people in the audience, anything can come from that, because you don't know who's going to be there. So I think there's always hope. I think during the pandemic we thought, my God, how are we ever going to tour again? I think when we began touring again, it was quite manic. In 2022 in particular, it was so busy, and I did start to think, oof, how are we going to actually carry on?
Keep up with it.
How are we going to keep up with it? But we did it, and then we've consciously sort of done a little bit less. But now we're like, oh, we need to do more again. So
it's about finding the balance, isn't it?
It's about finding the balance. Yeah. But I think in general, we've been, like I say, we've just been so lucky, particularly because I've always had that example from my dad and the opportunities that brought.
What advice would you give young creatives in Manchester, or young singers in Manchester trying to find their voice?
I think that you should always try and perform as much as you can. I think it's, music is a collective thing. It's amazing to sit in your bedroom and write songs, but it's so important to bring them out for other people to experience, and have the confidence to do that. Go to jam nights, go to open mic nights. I think always believe that it's possible to make a living out of music, because somebody has to, so why shouldn't it be you? People often think of music as just a hobby, or I'll just do it before I get a proper job. And in other countries that isn't the case. Musicians are respected as professionals. So I think people in Manchester and around the UK need to keep that in mind. It's a serious job, and you can make a living out of it. I would say just be true to yourself and find what means something to you, and if it means something to you, then that'll come across in your songs and your performance, and that's what will carry you through.
That's a really powerful statement right there. If it means something to you, it will come across, because you can't play the audience. They'll see right through it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's one of the things about blues, and that's one of the things I learned from my dad. You got to put some emotion into it. You got to believe in it yourself. Then the audience can.
This is the Quickfire Round.
Oh gosh. Right.
So, favorite venue you've played?
Oh gosh, this is too hard. This is really hard. Favorite venue I've played. This is terribly difficult. Because now I can only think. Okay, I'm just going to say the Banana Peel in Belgium.
Yeah. Okay. Artist who inspires you?
Nina Simone.
What song you wish you wrote?
Hallelujah.
Nice. Coffee or tea before a show?
Coffee.
Small venue or big stage?
Both.
Okay. You did amazing. That's great.
Just the first one letting me down. Yeah. I don't know if that's, I mean, I love the banana peel, but I love so many venues,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes, I know it's difficult to choose, but that's the one that sticks out to you right now. So
that's what I played on Monday. So
the latest venue is the best one.
Yeah. But it's steeped in history, that place. Like I say, it's been going since 1966. And
Belgium is such an interesting place.
It is, yeah.
I lived in Brussels for
did
2
you
years.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's such a melting pot, of cultures.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
Next, new album. We desperately need a new album. I don't know what happened in 2025. It was my plan to get the new album recorded, but it's just like nothing happened in 2025. We wrote some songs and then we didn't do anything with them. And I don't know, it just went like that. So that is my plan this year: record a new album and get it out before the end of the year. Definitely. Right. As soon as possible, really.
I saw the merch as well. Is it for Kyla Brox only, or is it for Kyla Brox fans, or is it out on sale? What's happening with the t-shirts?
We've got t-shirts. In fact, we've got 2 new t-shirts now. It's on sale on the website.
KylaBrox.com.
KylaBrox.com. CDs, LPs, t-shirts. Yeah.
Nice one. Yeah. Thank you so much, Kyla.
Thank you.
It's been amazing, and it's been such fun having you on the show. As you already know, if you enjoyed this conversation, like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. This has been the Epicvishin Podcast. See you.
See ya.